Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while, but you know what time it is. It is story time. So today I'm going to be telling you the story of the broken collarbone. This is a story that literally probably changed my life completely. Like, looking back on it, this might be one of the most influential things that have ever happened to me, because if this didn't happen, I would not be a YouTuber. I'd have a completely different career path, and I might not even be playing video games. It's pretty freaking insane when I think about it, but this took place when I was in grade 9. So my freshman year of high school for you Americans. I was, I believe, 14 at the time, and it was 2 days before Christmas. It was the first day of Christmas break. We had just gotten off of school, and on this day, me and a friend decide to go snowboarding. Now, the local ski hill, if you want to call it that, is not a ski hill. It is literally a dirt hill that they put chairlifts on, and it's like, it takes like between 10 to 15 seconds to get from the top of the hill to the bottom if you're going at a pretty decent pace. But it's all we got around here. So you work with what you got, and we were snowboarding. So we, at like 8 a.m., we get up, go snowboarding. We go until like 5 p.m. We go for dinner. We come back, and we're snowboarding till about 9 p.m. And on this faithful night, we decide to go in the trick park. Once again, trick park, because this trick park did not have jumps. It did not have rails. It was early in the season, so they hadn't had them put in yet. This just had rollers. So if you don't know what rollers are, they're just like kind of big hills that you can go off of, get a little bit of air off of, and there really isn't that much to them. And as far as a snowboarder, I wasn't great. I could get down a hill, I could go off a jump, do a grab or two, but I'm not out there doing backflips. I'm nothing crazy like that, but I enjoyed snowboarding. And this year I bought a membership at this ski hill. It was pretty expensive. I think it was like $700 or $800, and you can just go as much as you want, which is nice. It's something I could do as a kid, but as we're going to find out, that didn't work out so well. But going back to the trick park. So we're going over these rollers. I go over the first one, kind of get a judge for it. I go over the second one. Keep in mind, this is my first run down this hill. I go off the second one, get it a little bit of air, do a grab, and I land it. And because I think I'm awesome, I immediately go for the fist pump. You know, you landed the jump, fuck yeah, right? Little did I know there was a third roller there. Now, the third roller, I didn't know it was there. So, after doing my fist pump, I look forward and go, oh shit, I'm about to be in the air again. And instead of just going off of it like a jump, I decide to just try to stop. But by the time I try to stop, I'm already in the air. So I go sideways, go backwards, land on my shoulder, and boom, all of a sudden, I'm all tingly. And if you've never been hurt before, if you've never broken a bone, if you've never like really been hurt, when you get hurt, you know you're hurt. You're like, oh, this is bad, right? Whereas other times, like if you're just a little bit hurt, you kind of get up, limp around a little bit, and you figure it out. This time, my entire body went tingly, and I remember laying there being like, all right, I can feel my toes, I can wiggle them, I can wiggle my arms, okay, I think we're okay, no broken spines, nothing like that. And then I went to go sit up, and I'm like, oh, sweet mother of God, because it hurt so damn much to sit up. And my buddy comes over to me, he stops beside me, takes off one of his bindings, and goes, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, like I hit my head, I landed on my shoulder, and like it really hurts to sit up. He's like, okay, like, do you think you can snowboard down? I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, okay, let's take your snowboard off and walk down the hill. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. So I go to take my bindings off, and of course, because it's me and I have the luck of whatever the opposite of Irish is, my bindings have broke. Like literally you can't take them off. Eventually when the ski patrol ends up coming, they have to cut them off. Like it's that bad. So I'm there trying to reef on this thing with one arm dangling off to the side, trying to take my snowboard off my feet. And eventually my friend goes, you know what? Like we're not getting this off. I've tried, you tried. I'm going to go get the ski patrol. And I'm like, that's the last thing. Like, you know how embarrassing that is? Like not only did I screw up, I went off a roller that I didn't know was there and then like killed myself. I now have to be carried down a hill on a snowmobile. Like it was embarrassing. I didn't want to have it done. But my friend went and got them, and they get up there and they're like, oh, I think you broke your collarbone. I'm like, let's hold it right there. Just for 1 second. I have a coat on. I have a sweater on under that coat. I have a t-shirt on under that sweater. How do you know this is broken? They're like, oh, I guess I really don't, but like, it's just my guess. Keep in mind, this is not a big ski hill. This is a ski hill that is very small. It does not have a doctor's office. Their medical office, which if you can call it a medical office, looked more like a closet where teachers diddle children. It was not ideal. Not ideal at all. So I'm in the closet where the teachers touch the children, and to this day, I don't know why they just didn't have me call my mom. Instead, they called my mom. They're like, all right, I just want to let you know that Corey has hurt himself. He fell on the ski hill and is in a lot of pain. We're going to need you to come pick him up. And my mom goes, oh my God, Corey died. Corey's dead. He's dying. I need to get there. So she's like in a fluster, in so much of a fluster that her boss does not let her drive to the ski hill. Her boss goes, you're not driving. I will drive you there. You need to calm the hell down. And I remember my mom getting there completely frazzled. And I'm like, what is going, like, am I dying? Like, what the hell happened, Mom? And she just goes, oh my God, like, I thought you were dying. They told me you were hurt. I'm like, I am hurt, but like, I'm going to be okay. And like, I think once she saw me, she like started to calm down. But, at this point, like, my arm's dangling. If you've never seen someone who's separated their shoulder, broken a collarbone, dislocated their shoulder, basically your one shoulder looks fine. And then your other one is like down here, like literally just hanging off your body. That's what I looked like. So that's obviously how the ski patrol were like, yeah, you broke your collarbone, dude. So I ended up going to the hospital, and I remember getting out of the car, walking into the triage, perfectly fine. And the nurse taking a look at me and goes, okay, we're going to need to get you some x-rays. So then she commences the long walk. This is like, might be the, like, I've walked some distance in my time. Like I've walked like over a marathon in a day, but this was the longest walk of my life, because to walk with the broken collarbone hurt so much. And she's like, okay, what we're going to have to do is walk down 76 different hallways to get to the x-ray machine. Didn't offer me a wheelchair, was just like, you're going to suffer. Deep down, I think this nurse was like, fuck this kid. We're going to make this guy hurt. Deep down, we know that this nurse had troubles at home, and the best part of her day was making children's arms hurt. Anyway, the long walk goes on. We get to the x-ray room, and they give me an x-ray, and then they tell me, listen, like, we can see by the x-ray that you have broken your collarbone. I'm sorry, you're going to be in pain for a little while. Here's some Tylenol 3s. Go home, keep your arm in the sling, go to your doctor in 2 weeks, and he can tell you what to do from there. My first question, so I've got a hockey game on the 27th. Am I going to be able to play then? She's like, no, you can't play hockey for probably the rest of the year. And I'm like, whoa. Let's not jump to conclusions here. I know it hurts now, but it's not going to hurt in a little bit, and I have hockey games to play. And I remember being so much more upset that I was not going to be able to play hockey than having a broken collarbone. Like, you got to realize, like, if you break a collarbone, you're not going to be able to crank it with that hand for a little while. You're not going to be able to eat with that hand for a little while. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things with that hand. I was upset that I couldn't play sports. I couldn't play hockey. I remember one of the things that I wanted to do after I broke I'm like, I just want to do chin-ups, man. Like, just let me do some chin-ups. And like, I couldn't do any of that. And I remember being so upset that my hockey team was going to nationals. I'm not going to be able to play in it. And like, I was just so upset. Now, this would only get worse because, as I mentioned, this was 2 days before Christmas. So Christmas comes around, and my mom wakes me up, and I could tell she was like, normally my mom would wake me up on Christmas morning, would like throw one of the cats on me, like, it's Christmas. Like, this morning wasn't like that. It was a solemn Christmas, because she woke me up and she was immediately like awkward. And I'm like, what the fuck is, like, did Santa not come? Like, what is going on here? And I go into the living room and immediately realize why she's so awkward, because there's this long wrapped up thing. And I realize immediately she has bought me a new snowboard, new boots, new bindings, which was a good thing because the ski patrol guy cut my bindings off. But she literally bought me everything for snowboarding. Nothing that I could actually use at the time because I was broken. And she goes, listen, I bought you snowboarding things for Christmas. Like, everything. Everything I bought you is for snowboarding. You bought a membership, and I was like, let's be nice and buy him a bunch of new snowboard stuff. And I just remember my mom going, I know you can't use any of it, so Tomorrow's Boxing Day, which if you don't live in Canada, by the way, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas when everything goes on sale. It's like Black Friday for Canadians. Anyway, she's like, we'll go out on Boxing Day. We'll bring back everything and you can buy whatever you want. The thing that I ended up buying was an Xbox. I took the money that she got me from all of that. I bought an Xbox and Halo 3. And up until that point, I hadn't played multiplayer games. I hadn't played Call of Duty. I hadn't played Halo. And that was why I got into it. I remember having the sling on and having to play video games off to the side. And it is so weird to think that if I didn't break my collarbone there, I wouldn't have returned the snowboard stuff. I wouldn't have bought an Xbox. I wouldn't have played Halo 3, which means I wouldn't have played Call of Duty, which means I wouldn't have started making YouTube videos, which means I wouldn't be a YouTuber, which means I would be doing a completely different job today. And it's just so weird to think how that one little thing has kind of shaped my career path. It's so weird to think of it like that. But as far as the collarbone went, it healed perfectly fine. I kept the sling on a little bit too long. I ended up going to a sports medicine doctor, and he told me that my doctor was a quack and that I shouldn't have had the sling on for that long. I ended up making it back for the end of the hockey season. I didn't get to snowboard for the rest of that year, but I played a lot of video games. And because I played a lot of video games, I have this career that I have today. By the way, if you ever break a collarbone, the first 3 days hurt like a bitch, especially for, I'm a stomach sleeper. I sleep on my stomach. When you have a broken collarbone, you can't sleep on your stomach. So I remember just laying there in like the coffin position being like, well, I guess I'm going to be staring at the ceiling for the rest of the night. But yeah, it hurts for the first 3 days. After those 3 days, the pain goes away like pretty damn quickly. The Tylenol 3s that they gave me helped a lot. But yeah, it's definitely the most painful bone I've ever broken. The only thing I think that would be like more painful than that might be like a leg. But like when I broke my wrist, maybe I'll do another story time about that. They set it that day and the pain went away immediately, whereas the collarbone hurt for a couple days, and it hurt bad. Like it hurt like if I had to sit up or move, it hurt. But it got better. I became a YouTuber, and here we are today. So that is the story of the broken collarbone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, stay up to date on all my videos, and let me know down in the comments what bones have you broken. I'm always curious to hear about different injuries. I've had a ton of them, so I've definitely talked about some in my past. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out, guys.